Hotel Hell, wow.
What? You didn't see it?
I saw that at a drive-in. That's how old I am. I saw that at an actual drive-in movie theater.
VHS.
Oh, yeah.
Still one of my favorites.
Kicking things off, when Batman moves out of the traditional medium for some folks from comics, people get a bit anxious about it.
Sure.
And so what would you guys, kind of keeping that in mind, what would you guys say are things to look forward to, or fans of the comics would really like about Batman Ninja?
Just the same. They didn't change the characters much at all. Just the scenery, and the scenery really.
And what's available to them to use, to utilize. Yeah.
It's still the same war on crime that Batman has always had against these iconic villains, and it's just the visuals for me. It's like a whole different level that I think any true Batman fan would appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, one of Batman's main characteristics is that ingenuity, right? Like he figures stuff out on the fly. I mean, he's got all that technology and everything, but he also has to be, Super MacGyver a lot of the time and figure stuff out. So here he is thrust into this totally different milieu of feudal Japan, and he's got to figure out what he's got to work with. These guys, these Robins, this army, this guys that he's got to train. What weapons are available to him? What do his enemies have to use against him? And kind of trying to get a beat on that. Luckily,
the theme of nature versus mechanics has come up.
Yes.
Batman is stripped of his technology. Really.
Luckily, Alfred really had covered Batman's ass in this one.
Yeah. What was in that tea that he was drinking? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
the Joker was
Michael
hitting
Jordan's secret stuff.
The Joker was hitting the sake pretty hard.
Yeah.
The Joker and Harley Quinn were hitting the sake pretty hard in that movie.
No, not surprising at all.
No, not at all. Self-medicating. They're self-medicating. They're in pain.
When in feudal Japan.
Yeah. Do as they do.
Yes.
You mentioned how the visuals were really kind of switch between different forms. How did the visual part kind of inform
Again, it's just something new to look at and really drive you to just kind of match how extreme the visuals are on the screen. And with Two-Face, he always has a good side and a bad side, but for this particular version, they just want full-blown monster evil, and that's what I gave him.
All Hulk.
Yeah.
No banner.
No banner.
Yeah. So, not with 33% less banner. No, it's in terms of how the look informed the performances, really not much. I mean, it's beautiful to look at, and it was done in Japanese first, so we were listening to the Japanese performances while we were watching it, and then had to figure out how to put those translations and fit it into that existing lip flap that you're looking at. So it's kind of it's kind of right brain, left brain at the same time. You're kind of trying to be as artistic and performance oriented as you can, but there's also that Rubik's Cube you got to be solving. So that's kind of fun to be able to do it. It's fun in a weird way.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of it feels good when you nail it. You know what I mean? But in terms of the visuals, really it was like you were saying, the characters just getting dropped into this new world, so they are who they are regardless of whether they're 2D, 3D, watercolor, digital, hand drawn, whatever.
They are
who they are.
Every medium there, every visual style you could possibly think of.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Penguin's been in many forms, from TV, movie, Burgess Meredith, Danny DeVito. Is there someone you got your inspiration from, or did you bring in your own?
The aforementioned Burgess Meredith, with hopefully some of my own too. But I told Eric this story a little while ago that they when I first auditioned for the Penguin years ago on a different Batman animated project, I said, "What do you guys want?" And they said, "We know what we don't want. Anything that sounds even remotely like Burgess Meredith from the Adam West Show. That's what we want to get away from. That's what we don't want." And I said, "Okay," And then I did a couple of takes, and I'm like, Burgess Meredith was freaking awesome. why not? You know, I didn't say that to them, but I'm like, I'm gonna just go full on Meredith. He chose the performance that's perfect for this character. You know, you hear the monocle, you hear the top hat, you hear the cigarette holder.
Tuxedo.
It's all there. It's all. I know. I love that Penguin wears a tuxedo. He's the best dressed. You know, it's like I have to have this cummerbund back by 5, or I can't find. He's like, he's got to get his suit back. He's the only superhero that has to go back to the Men's Warehouse for a fitting.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. But it was. So I just did my version of Burgess, and since I kind of blow at impressions, maybe it didn't quite sound like Burgess to them, so they were cool with it. I was trying to do him, I just couldn't. And
Thank God he has an iconic voice. That's what I'm saying. I often tell Tom, I'm telling you, it's like there are people that are out there that do impressions, but then there are people out here like Tom. We do impressions of him. You know what I mean?
love
Like
this guy.
he makes the voices that are iconic, and there are some few that try to
Thanks,
recreate.
brother. Well, I would say a lot of those voices that are quote unquote iconic, I'm sure you do this too. You take 2 or 3 or sometimes even 4 people that you know or have run or somebody you saw in a movie. Sometimes it's whatever, some guy you sat on a bus next to in 1982, and you just kind of meld them all together, and you're just always trying to find fresh wrinkles on stuff because you're always. You know, our lives are auditioning, really. When you're not doing a voiceover, you're auditioning, trying to get a voiceover. So, you know, you just want your performance to be the one that maybe stands out a little bit. So they go, that's interesting. That's all you're trying to do all the time. So, you know, I did, long story short, I did Burgess, and I'm still doing Burgess. All hail the great Burgess. Yeah.
Is there a character that you wish you could play in like a future film or?
Roger Craig Smith. Just Roger, not Batman.
You just want to do the adventures of Roger Craig Smith.
He's everywhere, that guy. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough call. There's so many amazing characters. If we're talking about Warner Brothers and DC, I mean, take your pick. Whether it be Batman or anyone from the Looney Tunes or anyone from the Hanna-Barbera universe, they're all such great
And
characters.
I've always loved the weird ones, like the oddball ones. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Batman, Superman, okay. But like, even as a kid, I was obsessed with like Bouncing Boy, Matter Eater Lad. You know what I mean? Like I like those. I like the bench warmers. I love the greatest. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm happy. So it's like, yeah, those are the guys that I love, you know. So I love that one Bruce Timm Justice League series that had like everybody in it. What was that called?
I think it was Justice
The one
League.
from
Yes, Unlimited. I love that one. Now that's a show that like my kids would be watching it, and I would walk through the room, and I was constantly wishing that I was somebody on it.
Right.
I was going, Vigilante, really? I want to be him. Dr. Occult. I love Dr. Occult, you know? Like I love all the benchwarmer superheroes. Like, when are you going to put me in, coach, you know? How come Superman always gets to play? You know?
They're like literally everyone else is on another planet. You'll have to do.
I love the benchwarmers.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's pretty great.
Catch any good superhero movies lately?
I'm going to have to give an answer that no one will like. You?
Definitely Black Panther. I mean, we've all seen it. I think I saw it almost definitely twice in theaters.
I haven't seen it, but my 14-year-old daughter tells me she wants to see it again, and she's taking me. She says I will like it.
There you go.
In terms of superhero movies, I'm going to go for full disclosure here. The last superhero movie I watched had Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus.
Okay, Spider-Man.
Wow.
Spider-Man 2. I thought that was
I love comic books. I love animation.
That was the best Raimi Spider-Man.
I love superheroes. I love comic books. I love animation. But for some reason, the need to watch guys in tights, like with digital explosions behind them, like it just doesn't move me. Even the ones that are supposed to be good, I go, you know.
It's something like Batman Ninja, where it's like
That's
for whatever reason.
it's animated.
But it's animated. It's supposed to be that.
It's animated. Yeah, I'm not a big live action superheroes guy. I'm not.
But the animated versions of
I'm
the
with Alan
DC
Moore.
characters.
I'm with Alan Moore on that.
I'm all about it.
But the animated
Cranky.
versions of these DC characters always work better than any live action iteration for whatever reason. It's so much, for me, more believable, even though it is buildings with robot arms fighting a pile of monkeys and bats together. I believed it.
because it's graphic. It's graphic.
Yes.
You know, graphic not in terms of the level of violence, but visually graphic. And I take back my Molina comment. I actually saw Ant-Man
Oh, okay.
because of my bench warmer mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. And I'm actually a voice in that movie.
Really?
You are?
Yeah, I'm like a really ugly toy that after he gets out of prison, he gives it to his kids.
No way.
Yeah, so
Gotta watch that movie.
Yeah, where are the credits at?
dead last. Yeah, so somebody screwed up, and I somehow got invited to the premiere of that one. So I wound up because of someone's
They're like,
mistake,
hey, the guy
because
does
of
the voice
someone's
for the
screw
toy.
up, I wound up seeing
Red
Ant-Man.
carpet.
Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, who is he again? There's always those moments where you're walking down the red carpet, it's like, and then you walk down, and then it's like crickets.
So I had that too.
Nobody's taking pictures of you.
I had that too, but it was between Adam Sandler and Tony Hawk for the Cars 3 premiere. I didn't do a voice in it at all. So people were like, they decided to take pictures or whatever.
That happened to me. That's one of those Michael Bay Transformer movies where you're like, you're like between
Megan Fox.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, I was following Megan Fox, and people were like, bah, 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 bah. That me, it's like silence, like wind tunnel,
They're like, could you go to the other building? They're like, can you walk back?
Yeah, and then I'm like, guys, Megan and I are just friends. Please don't.
All right, you guys have had